Yeah, you're a good boy. I mean, I like his design as a child. He's very creepy. What? You're just going away? Shanta, hi guys, I'm Judy, and today I'm going to be watching One Piece episodes 304, yeah? 305 and 306. I skipped an episode that is filler as far as I know. In the last episode, we ended up in a pretty dire situation. I mean, we were always in a dire situation, but yeah, the Buster Call are like they made an appearance. We saw them, like the ships. They're there. We didn't manage to escape before they arrived, so yeah, it's going to be. We're gonna have to face them or something, or just like escape right in front of them or something like that. I don't know. And Luffy is like everyone kind of finished with their fights except Luffy, who's still fighting Lucci, and everyone is like on their way through the tunnel to get to like where Robin and Frankie are, but Lucci decided like to flood the tunnel. So basically, they don't know, but they're all going. A lot of water is going to basically flood them, like everyone in the tunnel, which is everyone pretty much, except for Luffy, Frankie, and Robin. So that's bad. And the Buster Call, and yeah, and like. You know, at least, you know, the Buster Call ships right now are, like, not bombing the bridge because they know that Robin is on the bridge and they need her. So everyone on the bridge is kind of, like, safe for the moment. But the rest of the island is being bombed. And we have, like, Powley and the Frankies are, like, trying to run away with the Sodom and Gomorrah and the giants and stuff, so hopefully they manage to get off the island. I mean, it is a Buster Call. They're not supposed to make it off the island. So I'm thinking that we'll just have to deal with a Buster Call or something, even though we didn't intend to do it. I don't know. We'll see. Let's get into this episode. Check out my Patreon to get way ahead on One Piece reactions or reactions to other shows that you might be interested in, like My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer. But most importantly, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to help my channel grow. Don't forget to support the original content, and let's get into it. The way they drew Spondam in that bubble. I want you to die. Oh, they're all on the ship right by now. It's like not all, but a lot of Marines are on a ship already. But what about Frankie's though? That's who we're really worried about. It's kind of funny that. Yeah. I forgot that you looked so bad. No, it's not because of you at all. And we're all sorry about that. It's because of Robin. We're gonna give a shit about you. Whatever. You keep spouting that. Sure. Like, I just hope that you're going to swallow your words. Like, choke on your words or something. Eventually. She's paralyzed. With fear. Yeah, I don't think she gets that. Yeah. So he's probably gonna do it again. Oh, we're seeing how it happened in the past. There was something I wanted to say at the time, and I don't remember what it was, and it's gonna bother me forever. Fun for who? The water's coming. Yeah, I mean, stopping wouldn't have helped either way. Like, I mean, wouldn't have helped either, but yeah. Water. Shit. Start swimming. Okay, we're going back, sure. Yeah. Well, they're really fast. Like, they're managing to keep ahead of the water for now. Everyone's in the passage. But that's bad for you too. Oh, you're just going away. What? You're just going away? Alright, so we just moved the fight elsewhere. But he believes in them? Ugh, yeah, he's definitely worried. Yeah. Like, he knows this is what only he can do, I guess. Go Luffy. I guess he'll have to use... I mean, I when he does use his third gear, the attack will have to be so strong that it will just render it, like, incapacitate. I'm delicate and cautious. You hate to say this. I mean, to be honest, Usopp got injured so many times. I don't even... I believe everything he says. All his 100 ribs are probably broken. I mean, I don't know what he would have helped. Like, he would have realized it was water. Like, he was very close to realizing it. I guess they could have started running sooner or something. I don't know. Yeah, you look worse every time we get back to you, I'm telling you. Or I managed to forget in the meantime how bad you look. That's it now. I hope it hits you in the head. A stray bullet or something. A stray cannonball. I think he said that in the name of the episode. Empty what? Empty tree? What? Alright. We appreciate it. Nice. I know I was gonna say he's definitely not like any other pirate, but he was talking about something very specific, I guess, when comparing him. And it will have to, like, Luffy will have to prove that he's stronger. Which is what it amounts to. Ah! Is that blood that's flying? I guess. What the hell? What just happened? It just exploded in his chest. He's getting up. Are you gonna do it now? Why does he need to bite his... Oh, okay. He needed like a hole to blow through? Yeah, it has to be enough for something at least. So interesting how we got like 2 power-ups at the same time. Like they weren't used at the same time, I guess. But Luffy like... Oh, that's insane. Look at that fist. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, so you used it. And yeah, it has to be like the... I hope the defining... Like the crushing moment for Lucci, because now Luffy's going to turn small. So if Lucci like... I mean, Lucci was like thrown out, so it feels like he's not even, like he's gonna fall into the water or something. I don't know. So hopefully that will take care of him. Hopefully. But is that it though? It's just gonna be like, oh, we waited all this time, we fought all this time, and now it just like, you know, turned on the like my third power, or something. Not my third power, my like third gear, and it's just so cool. And all this time I could have done it, but I decided not to. I mean, okay, maybe he needed to tire him out. Maybe it wouldn't have been such an overwhelming blow if he didn't fight him all this time before. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Because if he was like thrown in the water, then it wouldn't have happened either way, I guess. Except they were like in a different place, so maybe it would have like it was in a lower place. So maybe if he had like it was where the tunnel was. So if he like punched through, then all the water would have gushed through even like stronger than it already is. So maybe it would have been bad. So we had to like get away from that place in order to use the third gear against Lucci. I don't know. But yeah, I want to think this is like, it seems like it's a finishing blow. I don't know. Like, because if it's not though, then Luffy will be small and someone else will. Yeah, I feel like it has to be. Unless Luffy will find a way to keep on biting when he's small. And it's like we have a lot to deal with, like outside of Lucci, you know, we have like all the water stuff and the Buster Call above all. I don't know what to think. We'll see. I mean, from what it seems like a finishing blow. It seems like Lucci was like just, you know, shot right out existence. Like maybe not, but you know, like, yeah, it's definitely a big one. He couldn't miss it. He was like, whoo. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty impressive when he did it to the door. I was just like wondering if Lucci was somehow stronger than the door or something, or like the impact on the door wouldn't be enough to take Lucci down or something. But it seems like, yeah, it was enough. I want to think. And now Luffy though wouldn't be able to help with anything. Oh, but it took him a pretty short time to get back to himself. So honestly, it will just be, I mean, I think it will just be like a while for him to be chibi, and then we'll just go back to himself, and then it'll be fine. I mean, as far as I understood it from the last time it was used. And yeah, I was trying to think about how it was like he, I guess, punched a hole in his thumb when he bit himself, I guess. I know, it sounded like reminded me who had to bite themselves. Oh, in Attack on Titan, they always had to like bite themselves or hurt themselves in some way, you know. And you know, so for a minute I was like thinking about it, and I was like, okay, the biting is necessary for some reason. What is happening? And I think it is. I think he did it. I don't remember when he did gear, like the second gear. Did he bite himself too? I don't think so. Right? Because then he does something else. He does this thing with his leg, or he like pushes all the, you know, blood or something, all the energy or whatever. I forgot by now how they explained it. And then he like starts going red and stuff. So I think, you know, the biting is just for this. And he was like, he blew through, I think, the hole in the thumb into his bones. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, okay, his bones are also made of rubber. So maybe. And then, you know, I guess he just blew up his muscles or something. And yeah, that was very impressive. Like he blew up his arm. Like he said, my fist is like my left arm is as big as a giant's or something. And it was for sure. It was one hell of a fist. Yeah. Cool. Like, I mean, I guess if your muscles are made of rubber and your bones are made of rubber or whatever is made of rubber. But he was talking about the power between the bones or something. I don't know. Then blowing them up makes them stronger. I don't know. In any case, it was cool. And we finally got to that point. And I think the fight is over. I think. And now, I don't know, maybe Luffy can like reach down into the hole to help his friends but his friends are like running away right now. I don't know. I mean, some of them are running away, some of them are still running forward, and they're going to meet at some point and realize that the water is coming, and I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but I guess, yeah, we'll see. And Spano is just an idiot, like, as ever. And Robin is, yeah, all the bad things are coming back up, which is really frustrating and tragic. And we didn't say anything about the Frankies and Pally. So for now, I choose not to be worried about them. Okay, let's get into the next episode. Giant pistol. Very impressive attack for sure. I mean, like, Lucci's so small in comparison. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can't fall into the sea at all. Oh. Damn it. So is it still like... Jesus. How long is this gonna stay this way? Oh, you don't immediately turn small? He managed to keep himself, keep it going. Yeah, that's too bad. I hoped you were going into the water. Oh, you're back here? I thought you were still running after them. Okay, you did figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, but what are we doing about that? Do something about this water. Okay. Okay. That's made of steel? The walls look like stone. What is that? They look like brick. Steel brick? I don't know what that is. Kill him! Oh! Oh. I thought he meant spawned him. He knows him. They obviously don't know. And he's not down. Now how are we dealing with him? What did he do? And he killed all of them? They had cannons. Kind of reminds me of a Buster Call a little bit. I mean, it's like we're seeing the same thing happen, kind of. I mean, obviously they have less ships. I mean, they were all defeated though, weren't they? Well, I guess not. What does it look like now? What, he wasn't curly then? What happened to your hair? Very creepy. Oh, Jesus. Yep, he retained that effect. They were going to spare him because he was a boy. I mean, obviously they were, just underestimating him and dismissing him, but still. It worked for him once, why not do it again? Okay, he's letting them take him there. So is he trying to release the hostages or something? Like, what's his plan?
世界政府から来た使者様だ。おめえらを助けに来たってよ。これで政府も俺たちの言いなり、俺たちは向かうところ敵なしってわけ。
Okay, you're very deluded. Or maybe they were just making fun of the idea that he's actually from the world government. They don't believe it.
なんだい。人質はここにいるもので全員か。
Like, I was wondering if he was gonna care about the hostages at all. Alright. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's what I feared. That he would kill them. So that's why he smiled, because he wanted to kill all of them?
少年は海賊たちのところへ潜入すると、人質である王国の兵士500人をその場で皆殺しにしたのだ。
For what purpose?
バカな、そんなことが許されるのですか？いくら世界政府でも、いくら正義のためであっても。
How is it for justice?
失礼しました。
Well, what's the excuse?
正義ってのはそんな甘っちょろいもんじゃねえ。
Uh-huh.
貴様らもよく覚えておけ。
What's the excuse?
たちは怒り、死体の山で背を向ける少年に砲弾を浴びせた。だが少年は爆炎の中から立ち上がり、海賊の頭の首を取って、たった一人でこの一件を収めた。
What was settled, though? The hostages were dead. Why did he have to kill them? Oh, right. Like, there was no dilemma anymore because the hostages were dead. But you could have just killed the pirates instead? What? Sin? Wow, okay.
王国を危機に陥れた。そんな兵士たちは生きている資格がない。死んで当然。
それでも世界政府の役人か。
That's exactly saying something about the world government.
やろうでもやっちまえ。
Like, the fact that you survive means that you're right, is basically what he's saying. Like, you have to be... Like, if justice is on your side, then you wouldn't fail. You wouldn't be weak enough against someone else. He's a monster. I mean, I like his design as a child. He's very creepy. With this, like... This kind of schoolboy kind of... I don't know, kind of haircut. But where did these curls come from? Maybe it happened after he took the devil fruit. He doesn't have a devil fruit here, does he? In the same shape of the justice thing. Of like the marine justice, whatever. Like the war government? What is that symbol for? All those... I didn't think he would be that fat. Why not? From this picture, maybe? Apparently it is. How long can you keep it up? He still has those scars. Either Luffy like got better at, you know, being able to keep up this like third gear stay for longer? Or like before he was just like, as soon as he was done blowing up the door, he was like, I don't need this anymore, and he released it, kind of? Yeah. Luffy, are you gonna last long? Where'd you come from?
お前らはもう終わりなんだよ。いや、最初から終わってたんだ。勝負はついてねえ。まだわかんねえだろ。麦わらと戦っているのはルッチだ。CP9 主
You can see it.
男。他の連中はうまく巻いたかもしれんが、奴は別格なんだよ。何事だ。報告しろ。あ、中将殿。麦わらのルフィと CP9 のロブルッチ氏が戦っているそうで、第4号艦がめちゃくちゃに。ロブルッチなら死にはするな。
That's actually good for us.
本報酬。第4号艦へ照準を合わせろ。5秒後に一斉砲撃。中将とのご相談を。味方に1000人も乗っております。
Shit. Okay. Well, now you know what you're dealing with.
泳いで取り逃がした凶悪犯からおめえ未来を守れるのか。砲撃。
Okay. Fair enough. Like, I was thinking, like, okay, Luffy won't be affected by these cannonballs either, but the ship will be, and then he will fall into the water, and that will be the end for him. But also for Lucci. But the Vice Admiral said, oh, Lucci wouldn't die. But did he mean before he, turned all the cannons on that ship, or after? Maybe they will fish Lucci out or something, because, like, maybe, the reason they care about Lucci is because he's strong and he's an asset to them. Although I can see them just as much, just as well leaving him to die if he does. I mean, that's kind of his own philosophy too. But someone taught him that philosophy, so like he was like that philosophy was nurtured inside him. Basically, that if you're weak, then you're like committing a crime, and like if you're working for justice, then you have to be stronger than anyone, and like the fact that you're stronger means that justice is with you or something, or something like that. So once he is defeated by Luffy, hopefully that will, I guess, just mean for him that he wasn't working for justice anymore or something. I don't know. Like, will that change his viewpoint in some way? Because he believes that philosophy because he was taught it probably, but also because, like, it worked for him. Like, he was always the strongest. He didn't have to worry about it. Like, he was always the strongest, always the surest about, his actions. Like he had the strength to do whatever he wanted, to say whatever he wanted. I mean, he's working for the world government. He doesn't really work on his own. Like, in terms of, like, his past and, like, that story that they told us about the fact that he went in there and killed all the hostages. I don't know if the world government, like, told him to do that. Like, they probably just sent him to take care of the situation, whatever way he saw fit, and they probably didn't expect anything else, though. So, like, he does, like, do stuff, like according to what he thinks is right. But it's not like, but he gets sent on missions from the world government. They're the ones who kind of, like, tell him what to do, or not, like, precisely what to do, but, like, take care of that by kind of. And I mean, they trained him, so they know what he's probably what he's gonna do, or maybe not. Maybe, like, he's horrifying even them, but they don't even, like, care. Like, they've kind of come to accept that that's what he does. Like, he's the weapon of destruction, and that's what justice brings about. It's not fuzzy and warm justice, and I mean, that's true, but it also doesn't mean that justice is always cruel and horrible to you. I don't know, like, it doesn't really prove anything, you saying that, like, justice isn't warm and fuzzy. Sure, it isn't, but it like I think every situation should be considered, and then, yeah, I mean, it's a question of who, decides justice and what justice actually entails for that person. And yeah, apparently for Lucci, like, being weak is not justice, and you deserve to die for that. That, I mean, and that kind of thinking is like, who? I mean, then who are you protecting exactly? Justice people? Whatever. I mean, it's not like the Marines themselves believe that. I mean, maybe a faction of them does or something. Whoever trained Lucci, or maybe Lucci just kind of came by this philosophy on his own by, seeing the things that he saw or something. Like, maybe they didn't actively say that to him, but he understood it. Because, like, for him, what was important was being strong, being trained to be strong. And he realized that, is the most important thing. And so, like, anything else is just bad or something, But yeah, it definitely it makes you, like, wonder. I mean, not really, because we already know that the Marine are easily corrupted. I mean, or maybe not corrupted, but, like, their way of going about things is definitely not, like, it's very, like, they believe in one thing, justice, whatever that means, and, like, nothing stands in their way. Doesn't matter what it is or, like, what the circumstances are. Like, they're very rigid in their viewpoint. At least some of them are. It seems like most of them are, because they're, I mean, but it comes, like, you can understand, because it comes from, like, this fear that something will be taken away from them. Like, it's also a fight for power, and it's like, so when you're insecure in your position, anything is a threat, and being weak is a threat, I guess. I mean, I can understand why they see it that way. I mean, the hostages themselves, like, they were fighters, they were soldiers. So I guess in a way, maybe it's like saying, like, oh, those who are supposed to defend people they have to be strong. They can't be taken hostage. They can't, like, be defeated. Maybe there's, like, a differentiation there. Like, if they were actually innocent people, Lucci wouldn't have, like, innocent people. I mean, like, people who are, like, civilians or something, maybe Lucci wouldn't have killed them. I don't know, though. I wouldn't go that far. I don't know if you makes that distinction, and if anyone makes that distinction. But anyway, yeah, it's like, through Lucci we see what the war government really is, and I mean, it's not, like, surprising at this point. Obviously, we've seen enough to know that they're not warm and fuzzy at all. But it just kind of drives it even, like, deeper, I guess. This idea of what, like, the war government is capable of, like, what they use as their weapon. Like, Lucci is their weapon. They actively use him. They know what he's doing, and they, maybe they don't, like, condone it publicly. Like, Lucci's supposed to be a secret weapon, but they definitely condone everything he does in some way. Whoever sent him, whoever's in charge. And now, seeing this, that, that they just so easily, like, this vice admiral, I don't know who he was, but he just, like, so easily was like, oh, okay, we have to just, like, aim all our cannons on this ship where Lucci and Luffy are, and just kill everyone there. We don't give a shit about that. Like, like, people's lives don't mean anything to them. And, like, on the other hand, also, like, from the story of Lucci, like, we saw those pirates. They weren't, like, good people or something. They're not like Luffy. They're not like Gold Roger. Like, we understand, obviously, what the Marine are fighting. At least what they think they're fighting. And, I mean, it's not like they're wrong, but they're not able to see any nuance. Or they choose not to see it. And that's also understandable. Like, an army usually doesn't see nuance in another army or something. Or, like, two opposing forces don't. Yeah, that's, I guess, the problem of the world. Always. But you can also sometimes see too much nuance. Like, as a person, like... Anyway, we won't get into that. But, like, sometimes, like, it just, like, sometimes seeing nuance kind of stops you from acting. So I do understand, like, that need to, like, because you see so much, like, layers, and then you're like, oh, but I can just, like, treat him like an enemy because he has so many, there's so much context, and then you die or something because he acted first, like, it's like it definitely is understandable why, you know, enemies sometimes strip the nuance out of the equation because then they can't act, and sometimes they have to. I don't know. Anyway, it's like this question is nuanced. But in any case, I mean, for all the nuance though, the Marines, I don't know how much of it they do have. Like, I mean, some of them are just like, I mean, they like seem to believe wholeheartedly in what they do, or at least they put on the act that they believe in what they do, and they don't see anything beyond that. Like, their justice is the only justice ever, and they're always right, and like, you can't deal with something like that. Like, you can't try to talk to someone like that. And honestly, Luffy's not very interested in talking, so to be fair, like, I mean, there's no point in talking. Especially not in this situation where, you know, they called a buster call and all they care about is shooting and blowing up everything except for who they're after. So yeah, there's no like place for talking here, even if we did want to, and I don't think we do in any case. Like, I mean, we don't, because we know there's no point to it. Yeah. All right, I have to like stop now, but I will watch the third episode when I come back. I'm finally back. Let's get into the third episode, 306. Let's get into it. Definitely won't. Maybe you should evacuate to another ship or something. Just saying. If you can. If they will even accept you. This guy's voice sounds familiar to me. Maybe it's just like a voice actor that acted to someone else in the show, or because I don't know, I feel like I've heard it like in this show. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm shrinking. Oh no! Oh, little Luffy! What are we gonna do now, though? Yes. Oh, okay, that's how it works. Okay, a minute. I guess we can... I mean, a minute is a long time in a battle, but he did manage to kind of escape for the time being, at least. Yeah, so... Yeah, I got the feeling last time that it was too fast. That his attack would just take Luffy down like that. Like the third gear attack. The third gear... Yeah, it's not just one attack. He has a few attacks there. Or I guess he decides. Yeah, that's what he pretty much said. Or something. Or maybe not decides, but he can, like, keep it for longer than just, like, one time. The frog is gonna come? What is the frog doing? Will the frog save us from the water? I don't know. Yeah, do you understand what you're saying? God, you're an idiot. Really? Is that what the world government is doing? Is that what they think they're doing? Thank you! You deserve that so much. Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
後々抵抗できねえように今油断しているニコロビンに致命傷を与える。
I'm not like really surprised, but you're an asshole. Come on, Robin. Okay, Frankie. Damn. Go, Frankie. Yeah, in your face, in your swollen, stupid face. Frankfried? Looks sad. Oh, just because he's not able to push through? That's, yeah, you're a good boy. Yeah. There. Yes, they will. Oh, Frank, you're so awesome. I forgot what she looked like before. Your nose was always red. I thought maybe he got that from Frankie's attack or something. Come back out? Yeah, they did the impossible. The impregnable. Yeah. It sure is. You want to believe in that. You see them, do their utmost. Yes. Do it, do it! Crush him! Oh, a poor elephant that I guess, I'm so happy. Yeah, that's definitely a reason to believe in them. I feel that to my core. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm talking about, Robin. Like, because he was talking about how the Straw Hats do the opposite of what you'd expect, and they managed to pull it off, and like they gave him the chance to, to fight against the person that he couldn't fight against before. So now for Robin, it's the same. Like she realized it's the same, and that we're facing a Buster Call, even though she couldn't face it before, and now she is with their help and their support in the background, at least. Yeah. Because they're with you. Yes. Nice. Let's do it. Let's get away. I really hope so. I mean, they're considered part of Luffy's crew. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. That it's funny to me how, like Luffy's crew, like we know they only have like 8 people. How many people do we have on Luffy's crew at this point? But like, I mean, they brought all these people along. Oh, God. Yeah. I was worried. Because, I mean, the whole point was that they wouldn't let anyone escape. Well, at least they look out for their own sometimes. To some degree, at least.
抵抗は無駄である海賊ども。動けば一斉に射撃砲撃する。まずいぜこりゃ。
確かに逃がしてくれる雰囲気じゃねえ。
後ろは港と燃える島。逃げ場だってないわいな。
What are we doing?
ハウリー。人生の思い出。
縁起でもね
またはこれから行く地獄。
What am I supposed to make of that? What are we doing?
海兵役人の回収完了。ラッカー、正門より距離を取る。
何する気だよ。
They're going to bomb them? Shoot at them from such close range? Oh no, did he find him? Shit. Shit, Luffy. How long has it been? Yeah. I mean, he is willingly accepting it. What do you want? No. Oh, it's a whole new brand of cruel to fight like this tiny thing. But it only like Luffy. I mean, it only like makes Luffy even more of a, you know. Ugh. You're too familiar with that. Because for him, anything weak is offensive. So seeing Luffy in a small form is just more offensive. It's just more of a reason to kill him. What? Oh, he hit you pretty hard back there, huh? And now it's taking effect. Nice. Let's go! Alright, so that attack was like, you know, it was pretty cool back then, but it also like gave us some long-term effects. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. What are we doing? Also, Chopper is unconscious in the middle of the water. How do you survive that? I think he died. He looks pretty peaceful. Now what are we doing, Usopp? Who's helping? Who? Who? What? Whose voice was that? I'm sorry, what? We have a fish? What is happening? Who's a fish? Where'd you come from? What is happening? A mermaid. What is happening? Dugong? What's a dugong? What's a dugong? What? Okay, what? I need to digest that. What the hell just happened? What's a dugong? Okay, what? What is that? He's a marine mammal. What? She didn't look like that. That was mean. What do you mean? She just looked like herself and she had a tail. She was totally a mermaid. He does have a tail. I guess in some ways her face kind of... Oh, well, that's me. Okay. What? Then why did all this time she was just like letting the water pull her? Like she was just as afraid as everyone else from the water and let it sweep her away with everyone and didn't think to say that she could turn into a dugong or a mermaid. What? Okay. Oh, Tom was also a fish person. A fish man. But she's a mermaid. Is that the same thing? I don't think so. Like, 'cause fish people are always fish people. So she turns into half a fish. I don't know what what the hell? What? I mean, I guess you could just have, like, fish people and half fish people. Maybe that's what mermaids are. They're half fish. I don't know. I mean, they're a half fish, but, like, maybe they're, actually, like, I don't know. Are mermaids, people supposed to be, like born of both a human being and a fish? No, I don't think that's the case. I don't know what I just came up with. Whatever. So I don't know what Kokoro is, but that is not what I expected from her. Then why didn't she say anything? Why did she wait so long for everyone to almost lose their, choke to death or drown or something? I don't know. Okay, I mean to make us wonder, to stretch, kind of, stretch the moment, make us really tense about what was going to happen. I wasn't really tense. I was just wondering, who's going to save them? Who's going to save them? And then that happened. All right. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, that's interesting. But why is that a thing? I mean, okay, it definitely is handy to be a mermaid in secret when you are being flooded by water. That is for sure handy. Thank you, Kokoro, for saving us. And yes, I knew, I felt, I mean, obviously they made it clear that their target is Luffy and, like the Straw Hats, and I mean, Luffy and his 60 pirates that he brought with him, which I guess what I was trying to say, and I forgot that I wanted to say it, and then I tried to say it and here I didn't quite manage to, is that, we know that not all of them are like Luffy's pirates, but in a way they are, because he brought them here, and they all had the same purpose. So it kind of, the interesting thing is that it grows the number of the crew in the minds of the Marines to hear about it. They're like, oh wow, Luffy already has like 60 people on his crew, and maybe that's not a lot compared to like other pirate crews, but for Luffy, whose crew is really really small at the base of it, at the core of it, it's a lot. It's like a big jump for him. And obviously after whatever happens here happens, I guess we'll part ways with the Frankies and with Pauli, and not just Pauli. I keep just saying Pauli because I forget that there were the other two people with him from the Galila, whatever. So anyway, we part ways with all of them. It's going to be back to, Luffy having a small crew. Like maybe we'll have Frankie with us. Probably we'll have Frankie with us. But beyond that, it's just kind of funny that, it makes me feel like the Marines are going to see them as more of a threat. I mean, they already see them as a big threat. And obviously they just threatened and attacked the world government. Like obviously they're a threat, but it also like they have kind of the numbers. Like it makes it less like crazy when you hear it from the side and you're like, oh, they have 60 people. Then if they're like, oh, they have, how many people do they have? Luffy, Nami, Zoro, Sanji, Chopper, Usopp, Robin, Frankie? So like, yeah, 8 people or 7 people, which is really what they are. And I mean, they don't need more than that because that's how crazy each of them are. But I don't know. It's like it takes away the incredibility of them a little bit in the eyes of like Marines who don't really know what's going on. They just hear the news. They just know that, oh, we're going after Luffy and his 60 pirates, kind of. Like in some way, it makes them like, I guess, more of like an enemy that they need to take seriously when they, just hearing it from the sidelines and not knowing all the details. Like it kind of makes it feel like, oh, Luffy's gathering like a big crew. He's really establishing himself, and stuff like that. On the other hand, it takes away from how crazy his actual crew, like his core crew really is, like how incredibly strong they are. But I guess like, I don't know if it's going to be like a rumor or something that will follow them for long. And maybe, you know, at other times they will also have like friends, because Luffy does tend to, you know, help people and have kind of other people kind of, you know, he helps them and then they join him in the fight and stuff. So, I mean, sometimes it's very little people, like not a lot, like not a large number. But here it's like, it's a pretty large, it's the largest number I've ever had of people all, you know, banding together. So it could be that it would happen again, and then, you know, the number will just kind of grow, and then it will make it feel to the world that Luffy is really growing as a pirate, like Luffy. The Straw Hats are really growing as a pirate group, when in truth they will always kind of remain kind of small at the core of it. Or maybe it will just be like, oh yeah, now Luffy's back to just having like 7 people on his crew, but he's still like this crazy, like maybe, you know, the news will kind of like, I don't know, the rumors or whatever will, because rumors have a tendency of like, you know, inflating things and exaggerating and making things seem like totally out of proportion. Anyway, but they can also, but like in Luffy's case, I feel like they do the opposite. They kind of make it seem like Luffy maybe, no, that's not true. They do hear that Luffy's like, oh, he took down, you know, whatever his name was. What was his name? I think I forgot his name before too. You know, Nami's pirate. What was his name? The fish man. Arlong. He took that Arlong, and then he took down Crocodile, and that's like insane. That's insane. Like people, like obviously the Marines have heard about Luffy. They know he's crazy strong, and they still, though, I mean, here, you know, they still didn't really know what it meant, like how crazy Luffy is just by himself, like how crazy strong and impossible to face kind of Luffy is. You know, all those people he had to fight like on the island, they all seemed like not really prepared to face him, and I think he won't be really prepared to face him until you actually face him. So my point is, I don't know what my point is. My point is that that this 60 pirates thing could be a good thing for him in terms of like establishing his name, but it could also like take away from it, I guess. And I guess we'll see if it has any effect. Either way. And also like like I'm not saying that they're like they came with us. We do care about them. Like the people that came with us. But we don't really care about them. Like obviously Luffy doesn't really worry about them. Like he's worried about his own crew. And that's who he really cares about and who he has belief in. Like the other people that he helps and stuff. I mean, with Pal, he did have some bond, I guess, some, like, understanding that we had with him. Like, we obviously don't want them to be captured and tortured and, I don't know, killed or whatever. But I don't know if we're even, like, if Luffy's even thinking about them right now. Or, like, yeah, I don't know if we're thinking about them at all, honestly, because we have our own problems and... Yeah, well, basically they'll have to figure it out for themselves. I mean, I think they could do it. Maybe with, I forgot his name. The frog. The frog felt like he wanted to do something, I think, and he wanted to, like, you know, help Frankie or save, you know, his family or something, so maybe he will do that somehow. And, like, the giants and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, maybe the frog. What's his name? I forgot. Yeah, something? Zuna something? I don't know. I have no idea. Something. So yeah, there's that. And I mean, they left us with all that tension because it was really like we focused on those cannons pointed at them for a very long time, and then it just kind of caught off, and that's it. Like cut away to Luffy and Lucci, and it was just like. But I'm betting that the frog will have something to do with how they survive. And if they survive and, you know, and Frankie is going to like now try to make an escape route for the crew, so we all survive. It will be like the time when we attack the world government. We waged a war against them and we won. Like we managed, like maybe didn't win, maybe we didn't kill all of them, but we managed to get what we wanted, and we, did the attack, and we escaped from like a buster call where the whole point was to kill them, and they are the target and all of them will have survived. So that's hella cool. Like that's really good for establishing his name even further. Anyway, I really loved the scene with Frankie, realizing, like, not realizing, he knew he believed in them. And then Spanner was just like, oh yeah, I really believe in that. Look at that. Luffy just died. Your captain just died. Blah, blah, blah. That guy, seriously. And anyway, and Frankie is like, no, I choose to believe in them because I kind of faced this before. And I was helpless back then. And now they gave me the chance to do what I never thought I could do. It didn't say it like that, but it was like, basically like he tried getting his revenge against Panda before, and it never happened. And he didn't manage to do it. He didn't manage to stop the train, And now here, they didn't stop the train, per se. But they did, pursue it. They did get to the place where Tom was taken to, that Frankie couldn't get to, couldn't save him from. And here they did it. And so Frankie's like saying, they can do what they choose to do. We see it in front of our eyes. Like the things they say they will do, they do. So I believe in them, and I'm going to be part of that, and I'm, going to help them. And also they gave me the chance to punch you in the face again. So I'll do that. More than punch you in the face. Punch you with I don't know how many tons elephant in the face that is already pretty swollen up. So that's awesome. And that in turn, I loved how that in turn gave Robin, the realization that, yes, I am facing the buster call that I was so afraid of, but things are different. I'm with my friends and we're doing it. Like they haven't died. Well, at least that's the hope, but that's the belief, that's the faith that she has, that they gave to her. And she's, holding on to that. And she's saying, yes, I'm going to fight. I'm going to, I'm not going to let this, paralyze me, which was what I was afraid of. Like, I understood why she would be, like, we saw how traumatized she was, and for good reason. And it was happening again. And she, it was overcoming her. And I was like, oh no, like, damn it. Now Robin, was finally set free, but now she's, held back again. Like, it didn't matter that her hands were free and her power was free if she couldn't use it, because she was overwhelmed by the horror of it. She couldn't do anything. And I was like, shit, she's gonna have to be saved again. And I'm so glad that she was able to stand up and say, no, I'm not facing this alone, and this is going to be different. And we had that comparison with Terashishi, or what was his name? His name. It was a strange name. Anyway, with him dying and telling her that, she had to go out there and make some friends that will be with her. And that's exactly what's happening here. And that's in every way, it's so poetic that this buster call is happening to kind of show her that she's not alone, that she's facing the same tragedy, but she's not alone, and it's not going to end in tragedy, because everyone is going to escape. I mean, I don't know this, but I know this. And it's cool. I like that. And finally, we have Luffy against Lucci. And I mean, yeah, the attack against him at the start. I was like, the first episode I think I watched today ended with him attacking him in third gear, right? And I was like, okay, is that it? Because he's gonna fall in the water and stuff. And then he didn't fall in the water, and then it wasn't it. And first of all, Luffy apparently can, like this state of being in third gear doesn't end immediately. I thought it was just one attack and that was it. And then he was and then he would immediately wear off, and he had to pay the consequences for that. But it's however long he stays in that form is however long he's gonna, pay the consequences by being this chibi form. I don't know if it's exactly just however long he wants it. I feel like it's probably, you know, gonna take some practice for him to be able to hold that form for like very long or something. But, you know, like he kept it here for a minute. And I mean, I think it took a lot out of him. I mean, obviously he was also fighting at the same time. So like, I mean, which is usually going to be the case because that's what he's usually using this form for, to fight. So, yeah, he's gonna, I think probably it's a matter of, you know, becoming stronger, training, I don't know, building up his stamina and stuff even more. So, but in any case, yeah, so it wasn't like, because I thought like, oh God, if we don't like take out Lucci with this one fist bump thing, giant fist bump, giant pistol, I called it. If we don't do that, then we're doomed because Luffy's going to be small self and then what? But he didn't immediately turn into his chibi self. And then when he did turn into his chibi self, you know, the effect of that first attack still like lingered enough, like were enough of an effect that they, you know, that they're definitely taking a toll on Lucci. And that is what's saving Luffy here. So it was like, at the end of the day, it was worth it because he fought in that form. And then, yes, he's paying, you know, he's paying the cost of that form. But using that form saved him in this, you know, in his more vulnerable state until he could turn back, could get back to being normal. Like overall, this form is really cool. It's really cool. It's super powerful. And like the downside of it, I think, I mean, it's definitely disadvantageous and stuff. But I think like overall, we can deal with it. Ugh. Anyway, like it's just a matter of like you need to like use all of your power in third gear, really make it mean the most that it can, and then, you know, you turn into a chibi, and then you just kind of need to find ways to buy time as much as you can, which Luffy didn't exactly succeed at, but he was trying. And, you know, in the meantime, your enemy is kind of like still like recovering or something, hopefully, or something. And then you can, you know, turn back into yourself. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's also like, it's, you know, it fits. It's fitting that, you know, he turns big. Like he uses the power of his bones or whatever to really enlarge like one part of his body. And so in return, he has to turn very small. Like, I guess it makes sense. I don't know if, obviously it doesn't metaphysically make sense. But nothing does, so that's fine. But like in terms of like, oh yeah, okay, he turns big, now he turns small, and he's really cute in his chibi form. And I felt really bad when Lucci was like beating it up. It's like it's such a small thing, like Jesus, dude. But yeah, sure. For Lucci, it's like it's exactly the embodiment of everything that he hates, and maybe not hates even, like just like looks down on. And it's like, yeah, you need to die for that. Like you're small and squishy now, you need to die for that. Anyway. So that was episode 306, I think. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top patrons: Betty Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Stone Tree, Tyrannor, Michael Gabriel, and Shiakuben. And to the rest of my amazing patrons, without whose support, I will never be able to do any of this. Thank you so much.